So you got the cartoon NECA TMNT in here, which is what this diorama is like designed for. I measured it out to be able to like fit these guys in and everything to just kind of give it the best scaling I could for this. You can use other turtle figures in here, which you'll see, but I really just tried to model it after the like the designs of the 80s and 90s cartoon show, color-wise, and like I looked up a lot of different reference pictures and stuff, so I had all that, like, whatever you call it, like all that concrete kind of chipping off the wall and everything. I don't know, I like it so far. I say so far, I mean it's basically done, but yeah, let's check this. So basically, this is what it looks like without any like any figures in it. It's about 20, well, the base here is 24 inches, and these walls probably add an inch on either side, so you figure like 26 inches. Probably about 12 inches tall, and I guess probably about 12 inches deep as well. So your measurements are, you got a pretty decent amount of space there to display whatever it is you want to display. These are just little wrestling figure props that I put in there, a little TV and a crate. You know, just stuff the turtles would have. As far as like decorations and stuff here, I went with a couple different era appropriate things that I think the turtles would have. This is like late 80s era X-Men, the Terminator, and Ghidorah the three-headed monster. Now the reason I picked this is because on the original cartoon, they did have like a poster on the wall that had like a several-headed dragon monster thing, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if that's supposed to be Ghidorah, so let's just go with it. Why not? This piece here, this corner section here that kind of leads to the exit, this is actually just totally freestanding and comes out. So that's what that looks like without that piece. If you want it opened up even more, if you want to put more figures in there, you can. It's up to you. So this ladder on the wall is made of like balsa wood or basswood or something. I actually dremeled out, you can probably still see, like I dremeled out the holes on the side to fit those little dowel rods in there, and I measured them out, put them in, cut them off at the edges, and I think this thing is just held into the wall by toothpicks. Yeah, so if you can see up there, I don't know if you can, if it's focusing, but you can see kind of up on the top there, the toothpick that's holding this into this this wall here. So that means it does pull out and you can put it back in. It's just, I don't know, I like just kind of leaving it there. Really, it's not in the way of anything. So this thing on the wall here, it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a power reading, or I'm not even sure what it is. It's just one of those things that you see kind of like posted up all over cities and urban environments and stuff. Basically just some foam with some thinner foam like put onto the details. That clear piece there is like a cap to like a spray bottle or something. You know, one of those build-it-yourself straws, put into the wall. Let me see, you can actually take this out altogether. Now this thing here, this little like faucet, little, I don't even know what you would call it. It's this like gear looking thing. I put that on there. That's actually one of these things here. These are, I don't even know what to call this. I honestly have no idea what these are for. I think they're just buttons that you would meant to sew onto like clothing or whatever. I've seen like Out Figures use these. I've seen a couple other diorama people use these. Just cool little components that you can use in future dioramas. But yeah, I thought it looked cool that you could just put that on there. So yeah, I like that, and I do like that when the corner piece is on, you can still see that in the background. So that's cool. So there you'll see with that thing back on, the little corner piece that you can still see in there, and you can still get the full details. I like that. With the corners and everything, I tried to measure up and get as much, like, get as flush as I could with like these areas here, so it looks like it broke off kind of like naturally. So you'll see, yeah, it's like the same back there in that corner too, around the side and everything. And actually what's cool about this is, here, I might just have to move the light, but I continued it along the back as well. Now that right there, it isn't the thin pieces of foam that I used for like the inside and for the main part of the diorama. That's actually just cardstock that I cut and painted. So that way it's flat and it's flush and it doesn't stick out anymore. Whereas this on the inside is actually like, it's raised up slightly. So it's like, it gives that little bit of texturing, which I like for photography or animation or anything you want to use this for. Slightly raised, and just means you can like detail it a little bit better. So the floor here, I kind of wanted like a small like sparring area, like you'd see, I don't know, like that wooden like martial arts dojo type floor. I don't know, realistically this is kind of a little small, I think, but I don't know, I wanted to be able to have that still removable piece and everything, and I didn't want to like go too far back with it and then have this sit on top of that, because that wouldn't have made any sense. So maybe I should have put it over here and had like this whole surface. But I wanted to put like a TV over there and have, you know, possibility for like a couch or something for them to be on. These stairs, by the way, are just totally freestanding. They're not magnetized, nothing special about them. They're just glued together and you just prop them up in front of that raised door there. So there you go. Pipe on the wall. It's an old school trick. Just dowel rod with some of those build-it-yourself straw little components. Spray painted. I sealed it because the spray paint leaves like a tacky feeling on some of these rubbery, like, I don't know, fasteners, I guess you would call them. So you have to seal those, otherwise it's just going to be tacky and the paint is going to rub off. But yeah, you can see here that I just dremelled a little hole in the wall, cut out a little piece of that foam, and you know, pop this on front of it. So you're good to go. Pop that in there, and little detail, not bad. So as add-ons go for the accessories, I actually printed out like a couple of small like pizza menus, so they can be like thrown around if I put like a table or something in there. I figured that's something the Turtles would have. But one of my favorite add-ons to this piece is this weapons rack that I built. Now again, this is just more dowels and kind of those flat pieces of wood that you can get, like the small little pieces of trim and everything else, balsa wood and everything. And it's not the prettiest looking thing. The hot glue, unfortunately, when you paint it, it kind of retains like a bit of shininess that I would rather not have be there, but what are you gonna do? But this is actually measured to be able to fit all of the NECA animated series Turtles weapons. So I'll show you that. So there you go. That's what the weapons rack looks like when it's fully assembled with the Turtles weapons on there. And these are the first release of the NECA cartoon Turtles. This obviously works with the second like promotional colors release as well. So yeah, options, man. I love options. Speaking of options, I actually just decided to test this out, but it looks like it works really well for the Mirage NECA Turtles as well. Something about that red handles and all the weapons being really uniform actually makes this look really cool. So I like that. Anyway, yeah, but basically these are all just like kind of resting on there. Like, I don't know, it's easy to put together. You'll see there's like little things kind of like jutting out the front there, if I can focus on it. Yeah, so that's what the nunchucks are hanging off of. And then there's two little like grooves there that I put for Raphael's size to be able to sit there. So yeah, I don't know, I just put this together because I wanted something to be able to prop up the weapons in the background, and this works really well. So here's a comparison to the first sewer diorama that I built many years ago. I'll have a link posted up in the corner there, so you can check that out if you want. So I won't go into too much detail with that one there, but this is kind of more of just an all-purpose sewer. Like, I wanted to have it match kind of like a grim, more comic book accurate Ninja Turtles tone, but also want to be able to use it for like, I don't know, Batman or whoever else wanted. This is obviously a much more cartoon inspired Ninja Turtles, so obviously they look very different, but yeah, two completely different takes on sewer dioramas that I've made over the years. I gotta say, I still like that one a lot because of the way the water and everything is. It's cool, but the way that this one came out, I'm very happy with it. Just kind of brainstormed some things here, but if you actually like angle the old sewer diorama up against the new one, like it's not perfect, but you can kind of like almost mix the two and have it be like in the background. They're just coming from another sewer part and walking into their kind of home area. So, I mean, I don't know, if I'm doing photography or if I'm doing any kind of animation with any of this, it's just a cool little Easter egg, I guess. So here's one of the NECA movie figures in this diorama, and obviously the movie figures are scaled to be much bigger, so the measurements aren't quite as, like, if I was to make a movie turtle diorama, I would scale it up a little bit, so the measurements are a little bit better. But I mean, you could mess with it. It's possible to like get these guys in here and make them look good. It just doesn't make a ton of sense aesthetically because it just doesn't look like movie accurate. I almost think like that other sewer diorama would look a lot better with these NECA movie turtles. In fact, I know it does because I've had them in there before and I prefer that, but it's a possibility here. And here you can have some of the other cartoon character figures in here. Like Rocksteady is one of their biggest ones right now. Bebop's about the same size, Leatherhead's about the same size from what I've seen. Like, these guys, they look imposing and they look giant, which I think works. So, really cool. One last thing I wanted to show is that actually this back end here, I did show this before, but that's just cardstock. But it is painted up, so that way if you wanted to like do photography or something through there, you could still do it and get the full effect. But yeah, that's a wrap on this diorama, I think. So what do you think? You like it? I mean, I do, so I hope you do too. One of the questions I get actually a lot is about these dioramas is how much are they? Now, I'm assuming I'm going to answer that in terms of how much are they to create. Everybody charges like different prices for dioramas they build, so if you were to actually get this commissioned, you'd get different quotes from different artists, and depends on the level of detail you want and all that kind of stuff. So for me personally, I use insulation foam board like project panels, so they're about $6 a piece, $7 a piece or whatever, and I imagine it was probably about 2 of those used for this. Plus like the thinner foam sheets for all the concrete you see chipping away, so probably 2 of those with $1 a piece. So right there we're up to, let's see, 7, 7, and 2. You're looking at about 16 bucks right there for just the raw materials. Paint, you figure there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 colors on this, $1 a piece, maybe more for black. So I don't know, we'll round up a little bit. Let's say like $23, $24. Plus the dowels and the do-it-yourself straws and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's call it like 30, 35 bucks. You can put all this together, and magnets too, so maybe closer to like 40. But by the time you're done, you will have leftover paint, you'll have leftover magnets, you'll have, you know, little scraps and components that you can use for future dioramas. So yeah, I mean, that's about as much as it would cost to create something like this from scratch. Like I say, if you're going to commission somebody else to do it, you're going to pay a lot more, because you're going to have to pay them first of all for all the time it takes to make it, and you know, the price it's going to cost to like ship it to you and all this other stuff. So if you're one of those people that thinks you're going to buy something like this off of somebody for like 50 bucks, that's barely going to cover the cost of materials. So I don't want to hear any freaking complaining like, oh, I'm not paying $100 for foam. Okay, then build it yourself. Plenty of other YouTubers will show you how to do this. But yeah, this is it was a fun project. I like it. I'm happy with it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, subscribe. I have plenty of other diorama videos on my channel. I have a lot of stop motion stuff. I just did a big long video on Ninja Turtle action figures, so that's up there about a couple weeks back, so check that out. Meantime, my name is Captain McKay. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one. Later on.
That's crispy.